Awesome.
Alright. So, welcome to, what is this, the start of week 2?
Correct.
Technically, round
Technically.
2 of the tournament, I'm gonna say. We have, I don't even know who's playing in this game.
Semper5 on blue side right now, on the red side is Semper5, and on the blue side is Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond is led by BLC Runt, and his team consisting of Heinrich Christie, Drunken Bunny, Jake Finke, and Rank Tank.
And Semper5 is being led by Hoppy Bunny and his team of Raging Replay, Aim and Shoot, Senzera, and Steel Titan.
First bans are already out, or all the bans are already out. Azir, Zed, and Jin banned by Bed Bath & Beyond. Bloodbath & Beyond, excuse me, not the actual store. And then on the red side, Darius, Viger, and Volibear. Darius specifically aimed at Jake Finke, who recently got a pentakill on his first set of games here against Noah's team.
Yeah, I can't think of any team names right now, but that's the first pentakill we've had in the tournament. Right away, we've got Lucian locked up. That's probably going to go to BLC Runt. A lot of swapping going over on red side. Not sure who they're going to pick up. Hovering Zac and Vayne at the moment, but I think they're going to stick with that Caitlyn.
Caitlyn would be the safest pick here. It is locked in along with Sejuani, the CC with the traps and the crit. It's a great combo already from the red team.
Definitely taking their time, exploring all of their options without actually hovering anything, not giving any ideas of what they're trying to do with their team comp. So we'll see what they end up picking up here. They're hovering Alistar, which I believe Heinkersey played last series to great effect. And Drunken Bunny is hovering Trundle Jungle, which is something he's very known for. He's going to lock it in. And Runt still hovering Alistar. He's going to lock it in. So Lucian Alistar bot lane with most likely a Trundle in the jungle.
On the red side, Aim and Shoot is hovering one of her mains, Soraka. It's her most played champ. And Sensra is hovering his beloved Urgot, which he speaks dearly of every day. And Yorick. Can't forget Yorick. His two most beloved champs in League of Legends.
You suppose there's been a day where he hasn't said the name Urgot in the past 2 years?
Very doubtful, to be honest. But we love him for it. Orianna locked in from Sensera. Very interesting.
He's holding on to that teleport, so we'll see if he ends up going mid or top. Braum picked up by Aim and Shoot. That's a little bit of a surprise. It's on her repertoire of champions, but not something that I was expecting to see.
Recently, before this game started, I was checking everyone's match histories, and that was the champ she has been playing the most. So, great to get practice in before some big games here.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what Jake Vinke's going to pick up. His Darius being banned. We'll see if he picks up a Vladimir or maybe a Fiora or something like that.
He has been playing a lot of jungle, so that could be a top Trundle from Hankire, from Drunken Bunny, sorry. Aurelia being hovered. Not known him to play that, but I haven't played with him much, so...
Lissandra locked in for Rank Tank. It looks to be a lock, stock, and barrel brawl comp where everybody's a little bit tanky except for the Lucian, who's kind of got to fend for himself. Very bruiser type team comp.
Very much so. Beefy front line. They have some engage with both the Alistar and the Lissandra. And I suppose also a lot of disengage as well. That goes right along with that. Warwick being hovered was used to great effect by my co-caster Griffsor against very ADC heavy carry, I should say. Was at a loss for words there.
Hovering Fiora right now. He's been playing it a little bit recently. I'm not sure if he's going to be locking that. He is going to lock that in. So we've got a Fiora Irelia battle in the top lane. That's a pretty heavy skill matchup, but I think it favors Irelia early.
I believe so too. Unless you're very good with your riposte or riposte. From what I've seen, Aurelia has it easier, but again, like you said, it is purely a skill matchup. Very interested to see actually how the jungling pans out. Drunken Bunny, usually known for more aggressive, while Raging Replay isn't known for very aggressive jungling. So we'll see if there's some early invades happening, or if there's any plays that Bloodbath and Beyond has cooked up, or if everyone will play it safe and wait until laning phase is over. We are loaded in on the Rift here. Game 1 between Bloodbath and Beyond and Semper5. It'll be interesting to see how the warding patterns play out. Reviewing Semper5's first game, their biggest issue, in my personal opinion, was lack of wards early. The previous shoutcasters noted that as well, and that'll be something interesting to keep an eye on, as well as jungling presence from both of the junglers and the skill matchup in the bot lane.
One aggressive ward coming out by Raging Replay, I believe, spotted out Jake Vinke over there in the topside river. Yes, they did. So they know that he's sitting up there. Other than that, the only other ward is in bot side river, which both teams have a ward in. And I believe that is Drunken Bunny's ward in the mid lane river. Yes. So really safe starts, no cheeky invades. They're just going to get their jungle started and very standard lane phase to begin with.
We'll be keeping a close eye on CS as we expect mid lane especially to just be a major lane focus, just farming, getting your CS, getting your items, and having a major impact later in the game rather than an early game.
I expect we'll see quite a bit of brawling in the top lane. Both of these guys like to do their fighting early. Bot lane will be, I think, the matchup to watch. We have both captains down here playing champions that they have very high mastery with and that they've had great success on in the past.
Yes. Sense are already taking a bit of damage from rank tank in the mid lane. We'll have to keep a close eye on there. But as Grifstor said, there's a lot of brawling going on already in the top lane. Jake Finke below half health. Level 2 reached first by Bloodbath and Beyond in the bot lane.
Interestingly enough, Jake Finke elected to go with the Doran's Blade instead of the Corrupting Potion, so I think Fiora has a sustain advantage right now, at least until that Corrupting Potion goes down, but he hasn't been trading back on these little squabbles that they've been having, so he's just going to rely on his auto attacking to get himself back up.
A lot of jumping around. CS overall is very, very similar. You add up all the totals. Steel Titan, per his norm, is playing very aggressive. Jake Vinke doesn't have quite the sustain. Oh, very good riposte. Did not take Ignite.
I think if he had his Q up, he maybe could have gotten a kill on that. I really kind of stood there for a couple of seconds, and then Fiora backed off, not wanting to be too aggressive, which is obviously the safe play.
Yep.
But I think he probably could have gotten a Q auto off and maybe got first blood.
Yep. Looking to... Drunken Bunny staying top lane, helping Jake Finke out, making sure he does not give dove or anything cheeky like that from Fiora. Meanwhile, Sejuani is taking all of her camps, trying to farm up, get to level 6 sooner, and have a greater impact with her ult. Sooner than later.
Drunken Bunny looks like he wants to do a little bit of harassing of Steel Titan here in the top lane. Raging Replay here to help out. Nothing's going to come out of this gank, except for a little bit extra damage.
It appears Rank Tank has about a 5 or 6 CS lead. Otherwise, in the bot lane, BLC Runt has 31 farm compared to Hoppy Bunny's 27. Otherwise, relatively even across the board.
And just like you said in Champ Select, Drunken Bunny doing some aggressive jungling might get him into a little bit of trouble. Looks like he's going to get away with... Nope, he doesn't quite get the big raptor. He's got to be careful, Sejuani does have red buff and he's in enemy jungle territory. Raging Replay going to flash away. Orianna doing a little bit of harass, he's going to walk away. But Raging Replay did pick up the large Razor Beak, so he picked up that 63 gold, but Drunken Bunny taking away a little bit of XP, getting those 3 little ones.
Yes, indeed. It'll be interesting to see actually what Drunken Bunny all builds, if he is more on another tank role, or if they actually need the extra damage for the Bruisery, as they are relatively beefy with a lot of CC. Do they have the damage to follow up? It'll be interesting to keep an eye on his build.
Absolutely, and a little bit more brawling going on in the top lane, and Steel Titan actually lost that little skirmish, and he's out of pots and out of charges in his corrupting potion, so he's actually he doesn't have nearly as much sustain as Jake Vinky, who opted to go for the Doran's Blade. So it seems like that's going to pay off for him.
There are pings on the top side. It looks as if Rank Tank is making a roam top, see if they cannot catch the Fiora out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, little skirmish going on. Trades firing back, Braum passive procced. Say that 10 times fast. Otherwise, here comes Rank Tank. Ults, first blood going to Jake Vinky. Excellent ult by Rank Tank with the roam.
He sees Fiora's just a little bit too far away from her tower. Low on mana, low on health. She's not going to riposte that very easily. And that's a pretty easy first blood going out to Bloodbath and Beyond. Good heads-up play to call the roam.
Appears Drunken Bunny is headed down. Looks like getting some vision. Drops a pink ward on Dragon. Is that the Air Dragon, I believe?
Yep.
That symbol? Yep. So movement speed. If any team benefited more, I would personally say the blue side with Bloodbath and Beyond. A Trundle, Lysandra, and Aurelia could all benefit from an extra movement speed for some roams or some quick rotations.
Drunken Bunny going to go ahead and get himself involved in a skirmish in the bot lane. The Hoppy Bunny and Aim and Shoot were a little bit separated. I don't know that a whole lot's going to come out of this. Just a lot of harass. Exhaust goes down on Drunken Bunny. Gets the chomp down, but Aim and Shoot is going to walk away with about a quarter of their health. And looks like not a whole lot more is going to come out of this. Shockwave used on mid lane. Looks like it's just going to get a bit of harass down. It doesn't really have any kill pressure. Brought Cleanse. Drunken Bunny and Raging Replay going to exchange blows one more time, and a lot of little skirmishes, not a lot of results.
Yes. Caitlyn getting an early, spending an extra 300 gold on an early dagger, which I believe would be going into Berserker Greaves for a little extra attack speed. Interesting choice. Normally, Hoppy Bunny forgoes the attack speed early, as he is known to pick up damage items, and he swears by that method. But could be going into something else, quite possibly. We'll have to wait and see.
I think you're going to see a very early Renean's Hurricane out of this Caitlyn. I think the priority right now is just making sure he can get keep his farm ahead and make sure he can wave clear, keep that wave above his power. Grand challenge issued by Steel Titan. He's going to flash under tower. He needs one more Q to get the kill. He gets it, pops the ult under tower. He is going to win that fight, pick up a solo kill, and hopefully walk back into lane and get his farm lead back.
He'll definitely get that farm lead back. There's no one even remotely on that side. A assistance ping goes out topside to help cover, to help get from getting shoved in under a tower, but looks like Drunken Bunny is going to take Scuttle and maybe get up there to throw some harass down on Fiora. Otherwise, Hoppy Bunny laying down the line of traps, does not want to get touched by either the Alistar or the Lucian in the bot lane. Drunken Bunny making his way up top lane, whether he's sitting in the bush. Oh, he's going for the Fiora, but decides to back away. One-to-one kills here, 10 minutes into the game. 500 gold lead for Bloodbath and Beyond, mainly attributed to CS.
A lot of big damage coming on to BLC running that trade. Gets hit by the Braum Q and by the headshot from Caitlyn. Chunks about a fifth of his health out, but he's going to heal up nicely with that health pot.
Yeah. Mid lane, relatively easy. Sensor catching up in farm. He was down about 10 farm a few minutes ago, and now he's only down by 5. He is leaving lane, though. Whether he's warding, yes, he just dropped a ward near Dragon Pit.
Interestingly enough, Orianna picked up the Chalice of Harmony. That's probably going to go into an Athene's Unholy Grail. It's going to be a great sustain item for him. Picks up a little bit of magic resist. He'll get health and mana regen. But what could come into play later is that that bonus to his shield when he puts the ball in one of his teammates.
Yes. Great
Looks like a few members of Semper5 being called down to the bot lane, but they're just going to clear out a little bit of ward coverage, and Bloodbath and Beyond is just going to sit back and not worry about getting ganked.
Assistance ping going down onto Dragon Pit. I think they want to reestablish vision. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Grand Challenge gets issued. Steel Titan chasing down Jake Finke, but decides to back away.
He missed his Q. He was trying to proc that other side. Meanwhile, Pillar goes down in bot lane. Hoppy Bunny kiting back. BLC Run doesn't have the health to keep going on here. The Alistar headbutt is going to actually disengage that nicely for Semper5. And no harm done. Steel Titan picks up the easy kill on Jake Vinke in the top lane. Maybe a little bit of a missed decision not to go back with sub 300 health.
Rank Tank did rotate top, scare off any more tower pressure, even though his lane is being pushed into his own tower. Black Cleaver already picked up for Fiora as she has 2 kills and 72 farm, 12.5 minutes into this first game between Bloodbath and Beyond and Semper5. Backing stop by the Trundle Pillar.
Cheeky Trundle Pillar to stop the back animation of Hoppy Bunny. Drunken Bunny not making it a secret that he's going to be walking up towards the dragon. Bot lane continues to finish their backs, and this should be a free dragon unless Raging Replay turns around to go contest that.
Alistar right also making his way lane to the pit.
Actually, Alistar going to get spotted out by that ward. They might know that they're doing dragon right now, but I think it's going to be too little too late. This is going to be a free dragon for Bloodbath and Beyond.
Little extra movement speed. Top lane, flash for flash trade. Steel Titan once again missing the Q, not quite finishing off Jake Finke as he laid down the Grand Challenge ulti.
Looked like Steel Titan might have mistakenly flashed, or he just didn't have his cursor in the right spot. It looked like he kind of only moved
clipped
a couple
into the
of
wall.
Inches on the screen. But Drake Vinky flashing in return, so not all is wasted. Still has a lot of lane pressure. Jake Vinky proving once again that he cannot handle the pressure from this Fiora, who is got a full black cleaver over him.
Fighting over the scuttle here towards Rift Herald at this point in the game. Jake Vinky below half health, while Fiora is full health. And looks like Steel Titan will pick up another easy kill on Jake Vinky there. Trying to push out his lane, but just couldn't keep up with the pressure.
They're going to have to keep an eye on this. This is a 3-in-1 Fiora who's going to be scary strong as the game moves on. Could cause some problems for Bloodbath and beyond. They're going to have to rely on their other sources of crowd control to keep her reined in.
Mm-hmm. Sensora either clearing out some wards, getting pressured by Trundle here towards mid lane, but Raging Replay is here to save the day. Ulti actually thrown out and missed from Orianna. That could have spelled disaster for Trundle if that would have landed.
Yeah, he smartly flashed over the wall. He knew it wasn't going to get away anytime soon between the Sejuani Glacial Prison? Yes,
Correct. Glacial Prison.
And the Command Shockwave from Orianna.
Mm-hmm. Reviewing CS here, Steel Titan up by 15 farm or so in the top lane. In the jungle, Trundle is relatively even with Sejuani, and in the bot lane between the ADCs, 127 to 139 in favor now of Hoppy Bunny. And support's getting their relic stacks in for their ADCs. Always nice to have that to heal up. Rank Tank is backing in the mid lane. Already has a Rod of Ages and a needlessly large rod, plus a Amp Tome, as well as boots. Got quite a bit on that back. Meanwhile, Orianna already has fully finished boots, Magic Pen, as well as a Health Crystal for some extra beef on her, as well as a Red Pot.
Drunken Bunny looks like he wants to do a little bit of damage on this Fiora. Fiora's going to be caught out of position. If this teleport gets through, yes it does. In comes the Lissandra. There's the Glacial Prison, or the... No, that's Sejuani's ult. Beg pardon. Lissandra's is called Frozen Tomb. Pardon me for misstepping on that. The ulti coming out from Trundle, they're going to try to do some damage Raging Replay under the tower. Doesn't look like they're going to get a lot done. Continue to do some tower pressure, but I think Orianna's going to be able to clear this pretty well. Trundle actually taking a turret. There's a Command Shockwave. Big damage onto Trundle. He's going to go down to the tower. Now Rank Tank's going to be using the Frozen Path. These are all the same ability. Glacial Path to get away. Still running. Huge damage from the Orianna. They're looking to dive. And overstepping himself, he's going to get taken down by the minion. No, he's going to live with 26 health. And the Fiora will teleport back in. I think that's the end of the fighting we're going to see up here, unless somebody would foolishly decide to stay with the Fiora. They're both still here, hoping to try to bait him under tower and kill him. Grand challenge going out. He's got the kill. He's got the double kill. He's going to walk away from the tower. Huge misplay to stay there. And in the bot lane, Caitlyn picks up a kill with her double kill with Ace in the hole, finishing it off. Didn't even see any of that fight because of what was going on in top lane.
Yeah. Despite the 6 kill difference between the two teams here favoring Semper5, gold, they're only up by 2,000 gold. 18 minutes in here. Not a major gold difference, as you'd expect between 6 kills. Appears bot lane will go down. As well as a teleport was burned by Jake Vinky there to get back to his tower to catch some of this next wave coming up.
Alright, so as we sit here on a bit of a reset, it looks like about a 2,500 gold lead. There's more fighting in the top lane. Jake Vinky is outmatched just barely. The minions are going to get him so low. He has 5 health. Killed by the minions. And that's a traded kill for Jake Vinky. Oh, Minions
Jake Vinky
OP.
getting minions OP indeed. Jake Vinky getting very lucky with that minion kill. And thank his lucky stars tonight for that.
Yeah. Oh, Steel Titan had 8 HP when the last shot was fired out of that little umbrella minion in the back. And Drunken Bunny looks like he's going to take the top tower to answer. That should even things up in the gold department once again.
Yep. Update on Drunken Bunny's Trundle jungle build. He has Blue Smite with Cinderhulk and Tiamat Boots of Swiftness. Nothing too surprising yet. It'll be interesting to see if he will continue an aggressive build. Meanwhile, in front of Dragon Pit, there's a little dance between Dragon. It's about a quarter health left. The calling
Dragon
comes out.
actually going to reset here. It's a really big help to Bloodbath and Beyond as Trundle was still in the top lane. He's still not coming down, but they're going to pick up the Dragon anyway. They had jungle pressure control with Trundle being top lane, but Fiora not being down here was still a 4v4, and they didn't think they were going to win. Glacial Prison coming out, going to hit 2 people. Alistar's going to ulti that away really quickly. Kill picked up by Hoppy Bunny. He's going to flash over the wall, continue to be aggressive. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. He doesn't get anything out of that flash. And they'll start to siege down this mid tower. Quite a bit of wave clear is still left on Bloodbath and Beyond, but Trundle's got to be careful. He's gets stunned by the Braum passive, and Fiora takes a couple of shots and takes down Drunken Bunny.
Kills at 3 to 11. Still with the gold, only being about 2,000 difference. Bloodbath and Beyond has to be careful though. They're all very low.
I think they have to give up this tower and just back so they don't lose 2. If they stay here, they run the risk of giving up both of them. The Command Shockwave combo from Orianna is going to pick up a kill. BLC Runt nearly going down to the headshot from Caitlyn as he popped dual moves and went aggressive. Raging Replay is going to zone him off, and looks like they're going to pick up this tower to give them a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah. Very dangerous move, proving to not have paid off, staying mid lane with 3 members of Bloodbath and Beyond below half HP, as we saw Orianna ult taking out the Lysandra, and getting some more wards into their jungle, more vision so they can keep pressure in all of the lanes so that they don't waste time in this game.
21 minutes in, and this game is a lot more one-sided than I thought it would be. Bloodbath and Beyond 2-0 coming into this game, and Semper5 1-2 coming into this game. I didn't think they would that Semper5 would have such a commanding lead at this point in time in this game.
Yes, we'll have to see how Game 2 and a possible Game 3 pans out, as this is a best of 3. Steel Titan going in on Jake Vinky, getting some good damage in, but Aurelia gets a stun and walks away safely under her turret. Orianna keeping up vision in the river near mid lane, making sure she does not get ganked. Still has not died this game. Very good. Otherwise, we're just trying to push the waves out, get some more pressure, get some damage in from either team. Lots of wards bot side from both teams. Defensive wards from Bloodbath and Beyond, and offensive wards trying to spot them out in their own jungle.
Looks like Drunken Bunny could get caught out a little bit too aggressive, but Semper5 a little bit preoccupied with a ward in passing. Would rather kill that than the Trundle. Glacial Path going in, gonna stop Steel Titan's back. Don't know if he knows it yet. There, he's gonna restart it. Nothing else is gonna come out of it. He's gonna get stopped on his back again by the Trundle pillar.
Not having a good time trying to get his back off. Something to note, Rank Tank has his Rod of Ages fully stacked. It looks like he has, with a Luden's Echo, an item I have not seen very common on Lysandra. Could be a personal.
The issue with that item on Lysandra is oftentimes her abilities are going through minions to get to where they need to land, especially her Q, where it gets a range buff if it goes through a minion. So the first thing it hits isn't often going to be the thing you're trying to do a lot of damage to. But it does add quite a bit of wave clear to those frontline minions. And was that a Locket of the Iron Solari that just went off? I think it was. So Semper5 doesn't have that for the fight coming up, but they are pressuring down mid lane. They're going to have to call in the jungler and their bot laners to come defend, while Fiora split pushes top.
Oh. It's the only outer turret not taken by Semper5 is top lane. Hopefully Steel Titan can get some pressure in, but Drunken Bunny is on his way up. It looks like the top tower will fall, but damage coming in from both sides. A little fight here. TP actually coming in onto a minion. In this patch, the teleport is a whole second longer, 4 seconds instead of 3. But they continue in on Steel Titan. Lysandra is now up there, gets her W off, and looks like Steel Titan will fall. Out of loss for words here, switching between skirmishes.
BLC Runt looked like he might have been able to get a kill with the culling, but the command shockwave coming out nicely flashed by BLC Runt, but unfortunately that means he's not going to pick up the kill. Looks like Semper5 wants to get on this dragon, which will be another Wind Drake, or Air Drake, whatever the cool kids are saying these days.
Yes.
Cloud Drake. I was wrong both times.
But again, it's what the cool kids say, not what Rito says. Rotations mid from Semper5 with their ADC support and jungler clearing the wave. Just trying to get those waves pushing. Pings out for the dragon. It looks like we're going to probably have a fight here. Semper5 starts it, is pulling it out for the wise decision, but all of Bloodbath and Beyond is here. Red team gets the dragon. Braum ult coming out. Hoppy Bunny standing in the backline doing all the damage, untouched yet. Braum also low. Shockwave comes out. Jake Finke gets taken down by Steel Titan. BLC Runt will fall to Hoppy Bunny for a triple kill, and looks like quadra kill. Nope, double kill by Sejuani with a triple kill going out to Hoppy Bunny. There is a 5 for 1, yes, in favor of Semper5 there after that fight.
Semper5 really flexing the muscles. Raging Replay did pick up the dragon, did smite it. They're going to push down this mid tower, probably get bot tower with Fiora down there as well. This is going to hurt Bloodbath and Beyond a lot. And they were just... that fight was decided by who was further ahead in the game, because I think that fight went actually very well for both teams. Everybody did what they were trying to do, but Semper5 coming out the victors just because they're that far ahead. And right now they're actually up by 5,500 gold and 3 towers, while Bloodbath and Beyond only has the advantage of 1 extra dragon.
Correct. A lot of pressure being set there. Both teams that last fight had great ults, great Orianna ult, great Sejuani ult. Surprising enough, though, I did note this. The ward coverage from Semper5 is a bit lacking after that fight. I think they could have laid more wards for more vision, but Bloodbath and Beyond made their way up towards Baron Pit to sort of defensively cover that Dragon Pit before Semper5 backed there. Caitlyn has a rapid fire cannon as well as a hurricane and infinity edge with berserker greaves, so a lot of attack speed coming from the Caitlyn with an additional pickaxe.
She's going to be doing a lot of damage, especially with those headshots. Don't be surprised if she chunks down Lucian for about half of his health if he steps on a trap.
Yep. Step on a trap, it'll break your mama's back. There it was, half of his health.
He didn't even have to step on a trap, and Caitlyn two-shotted him for half of his health, so that's going to be a really big problem coming up here. PLC1 actually has to back because of that.
Yep. Aurelia finishing her Triforce and Sterix Gauge, I believe, on that last back there. Did not have it for this previous fight. to my knowledge. Meanwhile, Fiora picking up a Hex Drinker. Stop
She
some
had
of the magic
Triforce.
damage.
She didn't have the Sterix gauge, and I don't think she had Merc Treads, but she might have.
Regardless, now several items picked up from both sides. Gold difference nearing 5,000 gold.
A lot of posturing in this mid lane. It's sort of become a little bit of an ARAM in some respect.
Very much
where
so.
Bloodbath and Beyond's trying to put a little more pressure out. They've got bot wave pushing up to tower, but Semper5 holding strong.
I would not be surprised if they tried the ball delivery system here with a flash Q from Sejuani with an Orianna ult on it. Would be a very effective combo right into a Braum ult and Sejuani ult. Several seconds of CC there for the rest of their team to lay down all the damage. Here goes Sejuani in. Orianna ult has not yet popped. Braum ult comes out. Hoppy Bunny ulted by Lissandra. Several member has fallen from Bloodbath and Beyond. Meanwhile, the chase continues. Drunken Bunny will fall to a Randuin's Hurricane Bolt there. BLC
Everybody
healed there to make sure he won't die from the Caitlyn ult. Meanwhile, Hoppy Bunny flashes the wall, 2 shots, and finishes off Lucian.
Everybody got so low in that fight for Semper5. You can see just how effective Bloodbath and Beyond's team comp would be if they weren't so far behind. A lot of damage coming out on this Caitlyn. The command shockwave actually only hit one person, I think. And so that could have been an issue, but because they're so far ahead right now, it was enough. They crack the base and they get the middle inhibitor.
Yep. I mean, no disrespect to Semper5, but wards could have come out for Baron just to cover, just in case somehow that Bloodbath and Beyond do somehow sneak a Miracle Baron to help them get back into this. It's my only criticism of their play so far is their warding near major objectives.
Speaking of major objectives, Dragon will be coming up in about a minute. It's a Mountain Drake, which is starting to mean less and less for Semper5. Well, of course, they can get Elder Dragon damage and Baron damage. They're taking out most of the structure, so it'd be the only thing that it would really help them for, whereas Bloodbath and Beyond could benefit from that a lot. One team fight, having a Mountain Drake, you could take a lot more than if you didn't.
I've heard from LCS casters that it can mean an entire objective more just by having one Mountain Drake in the mid game. We'll see if that proves effective. Meanwhile, fight over Scuttlecrab near Baron. They're looking for control. The Mountain Drake will be spawning in under 10 seconds here. It's been set up by Semper5. We'll see if they're looking to maybe bait a fight since they're now so far ahead. 21 to 5 kills. Nope, they just get right on it. They don't pull it out, it doesn't look like. No, they have not. They've already melted the dragon. They might be looking for a fight, but decide to pull it back.
Both teams have had this little obsession whenever they walk over a ward that they need to go take that instead of just ignoring and going for the greater objective. This was safer that they didn't try to contest this because maybe they go after it and then they lose 3 or 4 members and they'll lose another inhibitor, or they lose all 5 members and they lose the game. Semper5 pushing down bot lane, that is going to be shredded by this team before they can even get there. Hein Kiersey going in with the combination. He is going to fall. Glacial Prison coming out on BLC run and Drunken Bunny. Command Shockwave hits Drunken Bunny. He's going to go down. There's the headshot onto Lucian. And Irelia falling once again to Fiora. This is going to be at least another inhibitor, probably a base tower or 2. They've got about 30 seconds. They could win this game off this push.
This could be a game here. There's still 30 seconds on 4 members. The support is the only one with under 10 seconds to go right now at this point. Rank trying to do his best to hold off the game to keep him alive. One Nexus Tower falls. Look, Glacial Tomb does come out with the Zonias, trying to stall as long as he can. Here comes Alistar. getting the headbutt off, but that will be game 1 going over to Semper5. Okay, game 2 here, coming into between Bloodbath and Beyond and Semper5, switching sides now. Semper5 will be on blue side, and BB&B will be on red side.
The Darius band coming out again. Want to make sure Jake Finke doesn't get to play his Darius.
Most played champ. Once again, he got a pentakill on it in his first series. Azir band going out towards Hoppy Bunny. He does play both ADC and mid lane. I think Azir is his most played champ now, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, it's Jhin. But nonetheless, a champ you do not want in the hands of Hoppy Bunny.
Vigor band against Rank Tank once again. I think we're probably going to see a lot of standard bands, probably very similar to last game, but the Fiora band does come out. That's an intelligent band, as Steel Titan was a force to be reckoned with in the last game.
Very much, sir. And Volibear being banned out towards Drunken Bunny, as that is one of his most played champs and one of his most comfortable junglers.
So same bans for Semper5. Final ban for Bloodbath and Beyond. Would be interesting to see if they
ban an ADC? Question mark?
Maybe ban Caitlyn. Yep, there's the Caitlyn ban.
Nope.
So they're not going to let him have that Raging Replay. Going to pick up that Sejuani again. Worked very well for him last game. We'll see if they stick with the Alistar and Trundle, or if they elect to go in another route.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if... I'm guessing Semper5's strategy is the exact same team comp, maybe with just an ADC. It'll also be interesting to see if anything gets picked away from them on the side of Bloodbath and Beyond. Morgana. Being hovered here by Morgana and Nautilus being hovered now. Nautilus jungle, something I haven't seen in many patches. Still being hovered, less than 10 seconds to go here.
Nautilus is kind of weird in that he gets this really high pick ban rate in some patches and then completely drops off in other ones. They're not going to go with Nautilus though. Drunken Bunny going to lock in the Olaf. Going to try to cause a little bit more havoc in the backline than he was capable of doing last game. High and Kiersey is going to lock in Morgana support. Aim and Shoot is hovering Soraka as she did last time. We'll see. I think she's probably going to go back to that Braum. Worked very well for them last time. It's not banned out. It's not taken away. On the other hand, maybe they don't, because they just picked Bloodbath and Beyond just picked two champions that can completely ignore it. Never mind. They're going to go with both the Orianna and the Braum.
Yes. Drunken Bunny, if he gets ahead, he will be able to ult out of any CC and just get right to the backline and do any and all damage that he freely pleases. Picks have been taking a very long time here this game. No one really wants to show their hand too early. Kind of doing a Cloud9 strategy here by picking right at the last second.
Making sure they've talked through all their options, reacting to what they're seeing on the other side. BLC Runt hovering Draven. I don't think he's going to lock it in, but maybe. Rank Tank hovering Karma. He played that very well last round. He's an exceptional Karma player, always has been. He's going to lock it in. And still hovering Draven, switches over to Lucian once again. So very similar to last time. Actually, I say that. They've only picked one champion that's the same as last time. But Semper5 is a very similar team comp to last time. They're going to lock in Jhin ADC. And Steel Titan is probably going to lock in that Irelia. There it is. So just a couple of tweaks from what was banned, and they're right back at it with virtually the same team comp.
Be interesting to see what Jake Finke here last picks for their top lane. Sion being hovered. Whether it gets locked in or not, that'll be another question. But once again, taking their times here with this last band. Scion.
He will lock in the Scion.
Yes, he will. Hoppy Bunny taking his beloved Jhin into the bot lane here with him in game 2. Meanwhile, be interesting to see, again, very skilled matchup. We do have more pick potential, as it were, with a Morgana binding and some heavy Lucian damage there early.
Last game, Senzra sneakily put on Cleanse, and I don't remember him having used it. I'm sure he did, but he still has it on now, and I guess that's probably to avoid getting locked up by Morgana for too long, but I feel like he could benefit from having a different summoner. I don't know, whatever, hey, if it works, it ain't broken, don't fix it.
That's right, and the cleanse will stay. No, he switches to exhaust the very, very last second. We are in game 2 here between Bloodbath and Beyond and Semper5. Drunken Bunny throwing out his classic, good luck, have fun, don't get AIDS. He's been doing it for many seasons playing League of Legends. It's his thing. He loves it. We love it. We love you, Drunken Bunny. Alright. It looks like there might be some sort of invade here coming from Semper5. Nope, just a ward on the backside of Bloodbath and Beyond's red buff. Otherwise, looks like we'll have pretty standard lanes. Nothing crazy here coming out in the first few minutes of the game.
Bloodbath and Beyond have two relatively aggressive wards. One of them's going to spot out the Orianna sitting by her mid lane, and the other is in the Tribush, where Semper5 also has their own defensive ward. One very aggressive ward is placed in the Bloodbath and Beyond red buff. I believe that was placed by the Sejuani.
It was, yes.
So they'll get some decent information, definitely not starting topside, whereas Sejuani is starting at her blue. We will see how this affects their jungle path. Maybe an unanswered gank in the top lane, maybe an early level 2 gank in the mid lane for Sejuani, who knows?
Yeah. Otherwise, he could take that all the way down, taking red buff, and try and do something in their in bot lane there, as that ward in Tribrush will expire. Something to note in the mid lane is that Sensora at the very last second switched to exhaust, while Karma, played by Rank Tank, has ignite. So Rank Tank definitely has the kill pressure. Sensora does have to be careful.
Not a whole lot too crazy going on right away. Looks like everyone's content to farm it out and not worry about harassing each other too soon.
Grump and blue buff finished by Sejuani. Auto cancelled there by BLC Runt, unfortunately, after the Morgana binding. Sejuani forgoes her wolves and takes the Razor Beaks. It'll be interesting to see if she smites that. Control some vision. Another binding landed by Morgana here. Flexing his muscles there with that level 5 mastery on Morgana. Steel Titan playing aggressive, but Jake Finke getting those full axe swings there in on Aurelia, doing a bit of damage. while Cyan is taken very minimal. I believe that was the first binding missed by Morgana, but it was very close. CS is relatively even all across the board, with BLC Runt having a 6 lead advantage on Jin.
Raging Replay actually almost just got executed by his red buff. He was able to smite it and get a lot of his health back, but he was down to about 80 health or so, running away from the red buff.
Always tense moments there.
Pretty low to this Krug right now as well. Playing fast and loose with his jungle clears. Looks like he's still electing not to back. He's gonna go get his wolves.
Steel Titan having to back there with the Cyan damage. He'll probably blow teleport to get back to lane here. Yes, he does. There's the teleport. The farm, even though he did have to back, he still has a 7 or 8 CS lead there on Cyan in the top lane. Wow, nice binding by Morgana there. A lot of damage put in onto Jin. Lucian with the follow-up and all the combo.
Looks like Drunken Bunny wants to get this early Fire Drake. And I can't say that I blame him. His bot lane's not responding any too quickly. He certainly can't solo this. Fire Drake doing a lot of damage. If he doesn't walk away soon, he's actually going to execute. I don't know what he's thinking here.
He's paying assistance again. There's bot lane finally roams up. Starts to leave. Very close to dying, but they're going to get the Infernal Drake here. Sub 6 minutes in. 80 AP bonus. 5 minutes and 50 seconds in. Meanwhile, Rank Tank getting the stun in on Orianna. Drunken Bunny going for his Grump, even though he's very low on health. Olaf's passive, he should be able to take it though.
That was a lot closer than I think it should have been. Ooh,
yeah.
And he missed the bush with that ward. Unfortunate.
A lot of dancing happening mid, both getting somewhat low on mana. CS difference is 1 minion, give or take 1 minion, so very even mid lane in all aspects of the game. Jin going with the serrated Dirk there. Probably going Yomu's their first item, I would assume. While Lucian has the same. Oh, wow.
Command Shockwave used by Orianna. That's going to be a Karma Flash to avoid the Sejuani dash. Olaf, meanwhile, ganking the top lane. He's not going to pick up his axe. He doesn't have his ulti. Just going to do a little bit of harassing. Not a whole lot's going to happen.
Both mid laners getting very low on mana here. Very close in farm still. Well, from what I've seen so far, do not underestimate Morgana's bindings here by Heinrich Christie. He's hit more than half of them from what I've seen. And definitely something to be watching out for. Meanwhile, Ping's going out, spotting out Sejuani, trying to go towards bot lane. Returns to her own jungle.
Very quietly, Irelia has opened up an 18 CS lead in the top lane. Sion spending a lot of time harassing instead of farming, and I think that's going to put him behind by quite a bit. Mid lane, Rank Tank has a roughly 10 CS lead over Senzra, And in the bot lane, BLC Runt has a roughly 5 CS lead over Hoppy Bunny.
Drunken Bunny looking to maybe make a play here top lane, but nothing will happen of it. Looks like he's going to take his Krugs. Lightning goes wide by Morgana. Onto Jin, meanwhile, in the mid lane. Rank Tank will get this done. Oriana's under tower. Shockwave going out there, not connecting with anything.
Had Command Shockwave connected, I think Rank Tank would have taken enough damage from the tower that even without the Sejuani here, he probably would have died. He doesn't have his flash from the last time Shockwave was used. It's about halfway done with its cooldown. So very fortunate for him to avoid getting hit by that and possibly being first blood. Which, actually, we're 9 minutes and 40 seconds in and we haven't seen first blood yet.
Yeah. There hasn't even been too close of any plays to even get relatively close to this first blood yet. Both teams playing it a little bit safer here this game, even more safe than the first. No one wanting to give up that first blood, give the gold difference, and maybe add instill some confidence in either one team or the other. Olaf, Drunken Bunny is backing. Picks up Red Smite there and a Bomby Cinder and a Pink Ward. Be interesting to see if he goes Warrior in straight tank or Cinder Hulk with one offensive item and then some defensive. Always interesting to see what Drunken Bunny builds. There's always someone to keep an eye on what he builds.
It actually looks like both mid laners are going to be building the Athene's Unholy Grail this game, so it's entirely possible that these two never actually kill each other in lane. But they both have shields, so they can definitely utilize the passive on I guess it is technically still a passive on Athene's, but the other passive, which you get from Chalice of Harmony, is going to keep them pretty well healed up and stored on mana.
Oriana having to back after some of the Karma poke. Things are coming out from Bloodbath and Beyond for Dragon. Nothing will happen of it as of right now. 11.5 minutes in, still no first blood. Everyone's just trying to establish their footing here and farm up, get some items before they make any plays. In the mid lane, nearing a, what is that, 25 CS difference there between Karma and Oriana, favoring Karma and Rank Tank. And in the bot lane, Jin has caught up, is only down 1 or 2 farm at this point. And Drunken Bunny wanting to take Dragon again very early. Looks like we are probably going to have a fight here. Morgana saving her binding, she's working her way over. Meanwhile, there's a teleport coming from behind. Very good positioning. Bloodbath and Beyond is separated. Aurelie gets the first blood. Sejuani comes out onto Drunken Bunny and BLC Run. BLC Run gets out. Shockwave comes in. Jake Finke missing his Q. There's another kill over to Semper5. And it looks like they will pick up this movement speed dragon here. Oh, aggressive move onto BLC. Run from Aurelia. Very low. Braum ult comes out. Actually gets the kill. Flash from BLC Run. Jin ult comes out. Hitting Rank Tank, but he will escape with his life. 3-1 after the dragon. And that fight.
The Scion teleport was really late. You have to understand, this is the first patch that teleport has been nerfed. It's now a 4-second cooldown. So before the nerf, he might have been able to show up on time, as BLC Run actually finds himself a little bit in a bad position right now. He's going to be in a lot of trouble right here. The Braum passive and the final shot from the Lucian is going to execute him as Hoppy Bunny flashes the mastery.
Level 7 mastery nonetheless there. Yes, I didn't even see the Cyan teleport coming in. I only saw the Aurelia teleport and the dive onto under the backline there, the last fight. But now it's 4-1 with a still less than 500, 200 gold difference to be exact. One dragon apiece with no towers taken from either team. Looks like Jake Vicky will get some good damage here onto this tower. There is a wave arriving along with Aurelia in the top lane. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of farming happen. Blue buff been given over to Orianna from Sejuani. Sejuani has the warding smite as well as Cinderhulk and a pink ward. Trying to get a lot more vision down. Maybe they heard me the last game.
I kind of doubt it since they don't have access to these audio files, but you know, maybe.
Maybe,
it's possible.
You know, maybe they just had the inkling that I was criticizing them on some of their warding. Olaf taking his red buff, Sejuani heading towards his raptors. Olaf making his way towards Krugs now. Lot of defensive wards from Bloodbath and Beyond. Yomu's Ghostblade both completed for Lucian and Jin here. It'll be interesting to see what they both go second item, whether they'll finish their boots or start heavily working towards their next defensive item here. Hoppy Bunny, Drunken Bunny, the other bunny, on the opposing team, picks up Cinderhulk and Ninja Tabby. He's probably looking to beef up so that he can run after that Jin and do some damage on him in the next team fight. Looks like a bit of a bait here coming out from Semper5, but nothing will happen of it. Even if there would have been.
Big damage on the Karma Q, still doing a ton of damage. Command Shockwave comes in. Here's the Jin ulti, which the Lucian ult will prevent from happening.
Wow.
He's actually going to pick up the kill and nearly drop Hoppy Bunny. The axe hits Sensra. There is the Glacial Prison. And it looks like not a whole... Nope, they're going to keep challenging this.
They really
Eventually,
want this
I
tower.
think this tower will go down.
Yep, they have a full wave here, while the other wave is still probably 10 to 15 seconds away. There falls the turret. Jake Finky trying to ult away from Steel Titan, but gets caught out. Cyan passive procced, but will not be able to take down Steel Titan. 5-2 the score. 800 gold difference favoring Bloodbath and Beyond.
Credit Rank Tank for landing a beautiful mantra Q onto 4 members of Bloodbath and Beyond to really set up that fight. And actually, Semper5 was setting up a bit of a surprise bush for Drunken Bunny, but he was able to just walk away after placing a ward in, and they didn't manage to make their pick, and now they've been punished by losing 2 towers for it.
Mm-hmm. Nearing 18 minutes into the game. Cyan blowing, or using his teleport there onto a minion to get back to lane, catch most of his wave as he can. Ping's actually coming out from Semper5 onto Rift Herald. Whether they make something of that or not. Drunken Bunny's got to be a little bit careful here. Orianna making her way up, just drops a ward, grabs some vision there. Neither turret has fallen top lane. However, Semper5 is getting relatively low. I'm guessing they're probably going to make a rotation here to the top lane to take out that turret. A lot of pings coming out from Bloodbath and Beyond there. Looks like a little communication error. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, BLC run trying to get caught out, pulls out the culling. No one has died yet. Meanwhile, Drunken Money gets into the backline, is attacking Jin. Braun passive uses ult, falls to Jin there, and but Dragon will be starting it up. Looks like neither team wants to give up this Dragon here. It is an Earth Dragon, it appears. Yes, it is. Helps with towers. Jin ult. Rank Tank will fall to Steel Titan. Support Morgana taken out. And Semper5 doing. Looks like they'll take this Dragon here. 8-2 now the score with the Mountain Drake in their favor as well. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Sion has been pushing, did use this teleport, so could not get to that fight, and looks like he'll get some damage into this tower. I don't believe bot turret will fall, but
Drunken Bunny actually missed at least one of his axes, maybe two, and I think one more axe having hit the Jin would have resulted in the Jin dying, but he short-armed one of them, and as a result, Jin was able to survive. Drunken Bunny on Olaf actually died, and then Jin was able to pick up another kill, comboing his ult with the command shockwave of Senzra. Sion gonna... what is that, Unstoppable Onslaught?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
There it is. I'm getting there. You're going to use his ult, Unstoppable Onslaught, to get away from Irelia. And just to remind everybody what the range of that is, he went from almost the tier 2 turret of Irelia to past his own turret. So he can get quite a ways.
Mm-hmm. Blue Ward, Blue Ward. Pink Ward being taken out in front of the Dragon Pit. Looks like there's pings to come mid lane here. Everyone's gonna kind of do the ARAM dance against this game in the mid game. Nothing happening of it thus far, though.
Aurelia... Looks like Aurelia's gonna get this top tower. Nobody's even rotating up to defend that. Now Olaf's going up. It's gonna be too little, too late. A little bit of a brawl going on in the mid lane. The Dark Blinding hits, but is too far away to do anything with. And Sion will be splitting in the bot lane while everybody else continues to posture in mid lane.
Less than a quarter of the time on the teleport to be up for Sion, so they can safely split push here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, abilities being thrown off from both teams. No damage yet so far. Braum Shield blocks the Karma Q. And little dance here happening between Steel Titan and Jake Finke. Using Unstoppable Onslaught to once again get away safely past this turret. 4-man Sejuani all going into a 4-man command shockwave. Drunken Bonnie does fall. Jin ult coming out. Looks like it might be a double kill from Jin. Yes, it is. That is a 4-for-1 in favor of Semper5. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, damage being done, but no one being killed.
That was exactly what this team comp was built to do. It was to lock everyone down so the shockwave could hit and then free damage could follow before anybody could do anything. And even with Irelia down in the bot lane, she's just making sure that this Sion can't be a part of the team fight, which is actually their only major form of crowd control. So maybe a little bit of a blunder in champ select, where you only have the Dark Binding and the Sion ult for immediate crowd control. Everything else they have, Morgana's ult, Soul Shackles, and the Karma W Focus Resolve, they take a little bit of time to actually lock anybody down, and usually you're getting too close to this team, you're going to die before you actually get the lockdown to happen.
Mm-hmm. And we got to give credit where credit is due there. Raging Replay getting a flawless 4-man Sejuani ult into a at least 3, if not 4-man Oriani ult there to start that fight. Jin got his damage in, got a double kill from his ult, and like you said, Griffsor, everything that the team comp was meant to do succeeded in that last fight mid lane. Jake think he's still splitting bot. Does not want to stop split pushing there. There's a major fight. Once again, uses his ult to get out of dodge there.
You gotta wonder when they're gonna start pulling him in for these team fights, because I'm just not sure they can win them without having their Scion ult to interrupt some of this damage.
No. Lucian doing some heavy damage there to the mid tower. Bridging replay moves us forward.
Huge command shockwave from the Orianna. The bouncing grenade's gonna pick up a kill, and then Irelia's gonna pick up the other, so that is 3-0 for Semper5. Irelia's gonna TP bot to make sure they don't lose that tower. They're gonna pick up a mid tower in the process, and it just seems like this team comp that Semper5 has put together is really working for them.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Oh, the flash comes out from Steel Titan. Flash goes out for Scion as well on with Jank Finky. It appears Steel Titan will get this kill. Yes, he does. Scion passive proc, chasing him down, but Steel Titan will walk safely away.
Looks like Semper5 is ready to pick up this Fire Drake. It will be their first Fire Drake.
Third
they have a
overall.
mountain and a cloud. That, of course, is going to stack very nicely on with Jin. It's actually only the second Fire Drake taking this game.
Oh, several flashes blown.
Bloodbath and Beyond looking for a fight. They know Senzor's down on health and mana, and Semper5 completely fine to just say, hey, let's back up. We don't need to fight this right now. We can just farm up and reset, wash, rinse, repeat. Hopefully march down mid and pick up that inhibitor.
Yep. It's going to be crucial for Bloodbath and Beyond to keep pressure on the slotted lanes as they are doing bot lane now, so that they can get back mid so they don't lose an inhibitor or inhibitor tower at the very least. They have called Scion mid, he is mid now, and the bot lane is staying bot to try and pick up this tower, release some pressure on the map so they can roam more freely.
Big damage going on to Senzra, but that magic resist really going to help him out, and he's only going to lose about a third of his health, and he should be healing up quite nicely. Actually, the Ocean Drake is the one Drake they don't have. I thought they had one of each, but they only have 3.
Of note, second item completed was Duskblade for Hoppy Bunny on his Jin, and how has a Zeal picked up. Probably going to a rapid fire cannon, I would assume.
Yeah, I think that's safe to assume. It's a pretty standard third item for Jin. I don't think he's going to get a Phantom Dancer, and I'm sure he's not worried about wave clear to get a Static Shiv, so Rapid Fire Cannon does seem to be the obvious next choice.
No, Static Shiv is used for a wave clear if you are behind, because that is what Jin does lack. But
Steel Titan looking to make a play on Rank Tank. He's only going to get the slow, he's not going to get the stun, but he's going to be very persistent, dropping Rank Tank very low. But he will be able to just walk away because of that extra healing that he got off of his Untread Focus Resolve.
Olaf, not the last back, but the previous back before that, did finish his Blade of the Ruined King, attack speed and lifesteal there with that item, as well as Ninja Tabby and Giant's Belt and Chain Vest, probably going into a Dead Man's. Gold difference is just over 4,000 gold here in the mid game. Great spell shield by Will there, Heinrich Christie. Yes, Jin does complete his rapid fire cannon. 4 members mid. Looks like they want to either force a teleport if it's up. Is it up? Let's see here. It'll be nearing up for Steel Titan here, but oh wow, big damage onto Hoppy Bunny from Karma there. Here pops the Jin ult.
High and Kiersey will fall to the Jin ultimate. Not a whole lot else going on in this fight. Raging Replay looking to continue to be aggressive. Sion very tanky. He's going to use the Unstoppable Onslaught to get away once again. And a lot happened, but not a lot came out of it. Looks like only High and Kiersey went down. Hoppy Bunny does have to be careful, though. He did take a Mantra Karma Q and a Dark Binding, and it took just about half of his health, but he's going to lock down Lucian under tower. Aurelia's going to finish the job. They're going to pick up this tower easily. Meanwhile, Bloodbath and Beyond going to answer by sieging down the mid-tier 2 tower. I think Semper5 just continues. Big shockwave. Doesn't actually do a lot of damage. Now there's the Thunderlord's proc, and that's going to drop Rank Tank below half health. They're going to continue to push down mid, leaving High and Kiersey alone to defend bot lane. I just don't think he can do it. He misses the binding. Now they're going to start the recalls. Looks like Senzra is looking to stop the backs. Might be a little, too late. They're going to pick up the inhibitor. Locked down Senzra. He's going to get ignited and knocked up. And there's the Karma Q. So low on health. Karma wanted to be aggressive. TP coming in. He takes turret aggro. They're not going to get the kill. So an inhibitor and 2 towers in exchange for 1 tower in favor of Semper5. They continue to be dominating in this game. And despite being up 15 kills, they're actually only up about 5k gold. They were only up about 2k before all this started. So that's pretty remarkable that Bloodbath and Beyond has been able to keep themselves, close in the gold count.
Mm-hmm. Of note there, when Lucian got caught, he did flash, but Aurelia got the final kill there onto him. Right before they took second tier bot tower. Olaf ult did get popped here by Drunken Bunny, but nothing will come of it. Meanwhile, another movement speed Drake did go over to Semper5.
Actually, that was Olaf's W, not his ult, so he will still have that for the upcoming team fight.
Thank you for the correction.
Looks like a lot more posturing in mid lane, but Bloodbath and Beyond can't actually afford to be doing this, as there are minions that are going to be walking into their base, led by that super minion. And so now Semper5 is perfectly happy to be sitting here playing this ARAM game.
Lucian will get some solo farm there, up in their own base. Baron call being made by Semper5. Very minimal vision from Bloodbath and Beyond.
I think this is still a smart call. They know they've got to defend the base. They can't commit too many people here. So anything short of a steal is just not an option right now. And the Karma Q cannot take it. Jin will actually end up smiting that with his, well, it's not even his 4th auto. They're going to rotate up to the top lane. They've got quite a wave built up. It looks like Drunken Bunny and Rank Tank are going to try to get rid of that. Meanwhile, Steel Titan goes in big on Rank Tank. He's got no health. There's the kill under the tower. The teleport's going to come in just a little bit late for Sion. Locks down aim and shoot. This tower is going to go down very quickly, leaving them with nothing to defend themselves with. High and Kiersey late to the fight. Shockwave hits 2 people. Braum ultimate and locks up 2 more. Only 2 people left for Bloodbath and Beyond. The last Jin shot will take a quarter of Lucian's health under tower. It looks like Irelia is going to go hunting and lock him down, take him out inside the base. This is going to be an inhibitor going down, and probably just going to reload on those minions in the bot lane and try to win the game right here.
Yes, there was a 4 for none. Just Sion to defend, but that tower is falling very fast as they have 4 Drakes in their favor. Sion did fall. Karma is up right now. If she can make some miracle play, does get a kill onto aim and shoot, but that is game. Game 2 and the series going over to Semper5.